Another response to S, and his response to me, false, well, deterministic ones, false / ver, and I think this will be useful. Starting at 9 minutes 10 seconds.
Then, if it's only 2 or however many again, it doesn't matter, then it is wrong. And if procreation happens arbitrarily, that means that they can stop it.
Okay, that's, if you hadn't stated that explicitly before, that's where I was wondering where you got people can stop procreating from. So you're saying that the arbitrary is the key word here. You're saying that if it's done arbitrarily, then I am saying that people can stop procreating. That's where I think you're going wrong. I guess it all depends on the definition of can. So if you're going to say that, if I'm saying that they can, by can I mean physically or mentally able to? No, I don't think that's what I'm saying. Obviously, if they were mentally able to understand they were doing something arbitrarily, yeah, they're not mentally up to the task of choosing not to procreate. And maybe someone knows they're doing it arbitrarily and they don't care. I don't know, yeah, if someone doesn't care, I guess there's nothing to stop them from procreating. But I think now if you're saying that the word can is used to indicate possibility, then I think maybe you could make that one of my propositions. And by the way, I do understand what you're doing. When I make a statement or state a premise, I'm not just stating the premise, there's things in that premise that necessarily follow. I understand that. But what I'm saying is, if it has to be a legit proposition, you can't just, you know, make up something that you think I'm saying that I'm necessarily saying when I'm not necessarily saying it. That's what I'm saying. So again, if you're saying that I'm saying they can stop procreating and that it is a possibility, I could go with that. I mean, it's possible only if they're mentally able, right? That's what I'm saying. If they're not mentally able, they're going to have to change their mind, their outlook, their worldview, in order to be able to choose not to procreate. So that's why I'm saying it turns into a straw man if what you say I'm necessarily saying in my premise is not what I'm necessarily saying in my premise. That's why if it's not necessarily what I'm saying, it kind of turns into a straw man. So I think that's all I really need to say here. I mean, that's the whole thing. You're looking at my argument, and I understand what you're doing. It's your profession. No problem with that. But I'm saying what you're saying I am necessarily saying isn't necessarily so. Because yeah, if they're not mentally, I'm not saying I'm not saying they can choose to not procreate if they're not mentally able. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you are mentally able, it's quite possible for you to choose not to procreate. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. Okay, I guess I'll add some more to this. I think I'm gonna make this a why I am an antinatalist video. So one of the things that we've been going back and forth with is the use of the word cause. And you said, yeah, bringing up supernatural things is not necessarily improper. And I would agree, as long as it's useful to make a point. So I'm going to use the idea of an intelligent creator. Let's assume there's an intelligent creator. You know, it's just the creator and itself. and he creates the universe, or it creates the universe. Would it be wrong to say that that creator was the cause of everything? All suffering, all pleasure, just the cause of everything. I would think that that would be a proper use of the word cause. In the same sense, when you procreate, you are creating something that did not exist before and is now existent. You've caused them to be. Actually, I don't think you would disagree with that. Yes, we are the cause of their existence. And because we cause them to exist, they are going to suffer. Therefore, when you create, you cause whatever is going to happen to that creation. Just as the creator, the intelligent creator, caused all this. If there was, is, whatever, an intelligent creator, it caused all this suffering. When you procreate, you have the knowledge that that new being is going to suffer. Therefore, you caused the suffering. In the same way, the intelligent creator caused the suffering. If the intelligent creator hadn't created everything, including sentient beings, there would be no harm. So the intelligent creator is the cause of harm. Anyhow, so yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm an antinatalist. When you create a new sentient being, you're imposing on that sentient being. You're laying on a burden or an obligation that this sentient being had no choice in the matter. It's an imposition. Another reason is not necessary. I've heard you say that we need to exist. I say we don't need to exist. There's no need to create need. What else? Yeah, risk. When you procreate, you're drawing a straw for somebody else. You're taking a risk for somebody else. That's generally, in society, that's not acceptable behavior. It's not ethical to put somebody else at risk. I mean, that's the whole basis for society. You don't risk another's well-being for your own pleasure. And that's the only thing that can, that's the only thing, I mean, like I say, there's no rational reason to procreate. That's the only thing that could possibly affect my worldview is if someone tells me why it's rational to procreate. So, I mean, that's the thing. Nobody's arguing for procreation. They're just trying to knock down, unsuccessfully, the arguments that antinatalists are making. Imposition, risk, unnecessary, futility. We're brought into the world. We have to satisfy needs that didn't need to exist in order to stay alive, and then we die. It's futile. So, I mean, there's 4 reasons why I'm an antinatalist. Imposition, risk, no need, it's unnecessary, and it's futile. Can you give me a rational reason why we should keep procreating? Thanks for watching.